We will put down the Frost Bomb, Firewall, Freezing Shards. He's frozen. Look at this. It's super easy. Boom, boom, shotgun him to death. And he's gone. Dude here. He comes in here, the Rust King. Let's go freeze him. It was nice of you to visit us, but bye-bye. And we only have 2 skills left, Frost Bomb and Freezing Shards. And both of them will freeze the enemy quite heavily and deal massive amount of damage. Ah, there he actually hit me once and he's frozen again. So this will be his demise, hopefully. There we go. Today I want to make a build guide for leveling or a league starter for the Sorceress. So it's always tough to say like this is the best build, etc. But in my experiences, there's one way to play the Sorceress which is very easy compared to everything else. So if you are new to it, or if you just want a build that works like all the time with no gear, with no uniques, with no trading that you need, then this build is going to be the best one for you. And like all my other guides, I will focus on 1 or 2 skills that you can get very early on and that scale very well with everything else, so you can use it until the end of the campaign. And this is going to be, for the Sorceress, the Frost Bomb. So in the very early game, you will have a few skills at your hand to kill your enemies with. And from the Ashen Staff from the beginning, you will get a Firebolt. This is nice to deal some initial damage. You will get a Spark that actually deals a little bit of damage as well. Then I like to get a Flame Wall, because then you can shoot the sparks through it and the sparks will gain some fire damage on top. And one of the most important and best skills to use all out through leveling is the Frost Bomb. You put it down and everything here will first get the code exposure, minus 20% code resistances, and then the bomb will explode for massive amount of damage. Make sure to, after each level up, check out the vendors. They will get new equipment every time you level up. And what you want to look out for, if you want to play like this, you should try to get your hands on a Gelid staff like this one. This one will grant you Freezing Shards. The Freezing Shards is also a projectile skill, which will cost no mana whatsoever. This will make it super easy for you to actually sustain your mana. It also has freeze build-up, so it means that if you deal enough damage, you can freeze down your opponents, giving you massive crowd control and making it very easy for you to actually survive, because all the things that would attack you, charge at you, shoot you, if they're frozen down, they can't do anything for 4 seconds. So this is really, really awesome to go for. I was very lucky. I actually got this stuff here. It gives me plus to all level of cold skills, and this is exactly what increases the damage the most. I always try to find as much level to all cold spells. And once you have your Gelid staff, you have your Freezing Shards. You can see what the Freezing Shards do is they will freeze the enemies, and if you deal enough damage, you will also shatter them. So this is actually super nice. It makes the whole game loop really amazing, and you can already see that they don't charge me. It makes the game and life so much easier. There's also a Gelid staff with Freezing Shards on level 3, and this one is probably worse than the one we got. But in case you didn't get a Gelid staff from the vendors that's usable, you can always pick up the Gelid staffs and try to make something of it. With Orbs of Augmentation and Transmutation, you can put 2 magic modifiers on it, and then Regal Orbit or Orb of Alchemy are normal Gelid staff to try and get something usable if you don't find anything from the vendors. And as soon as we have our Freezing Shards and our Frost Bomb and our Cold Snap, we have our main setup finished. And with the Freezing Shards, I recommend the more cast speed. I recommend Deep Freeze with more increased freeze duration, increasing the freeze duration to 6 seconds for normal enemies. Then the Frost Bomb, I go with Spell Cascade and Controlled Destruction, increasing the damage and increasing the area of effect of the Frost Bomb, and the Cold Snap I go with Unleash and Magnified Effect to hit the most enemies at once. And that leaves us with a very nice game loop. We can usually go in, put down our Frost Bomb, and we try to lure the enemies into the Frost Bomb. Everything that's not in the Frost Bomb we can try to pick up with our Freezing Shards. And with the Freezing Shards, if they get frozen, we can finish them off with the Cold Snap, killing everything that is frozen. And there we go. That was the King of the Mist. He can be a little bit dangerous sometimes, but yeah, most of the time should be no problem whatsoever. And there we get our first Spirit Gem and our first Spirit use. So we could take Raging Spirits, but we don't cast fire spells. So Arctic Armor would be a bit more useful. I actually like to go in for the Witch and take Grim Feast. So this will enable us with some more energy shield. You don't forget to activate it, and that means we can collect these tiny little things from fallen enemies to increase our energy shield. So now we have 80 energy shield, and that means we can double up on that energy shield with the Grim Feast. Of course, if you have collected a little bit of money, and I finally got to this point where all of my gear pieces that I need life on, life, and this has movement speed, is also quite nice. Otherwise I would also want life on this one, but this one only has rarity of items found, so I could use a better helmet with energy shield, so I can go in here and gamble some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for 5. Let's see if I found one. This has 10 life, this has more energy shield. These are quite nice. Let's go in for another one. Max life and int, also quite nice. And yeah, let's go for one of these. And I think I will pick this one. Oh, and as soon as you got the salvage bench from the smithing tools for Renly at Ogham City, then you can actually start salvaging all your gear, especially the ones with sockets and with quality, because then you can get the artificial shards, and with 10 of these you get an orb, and with these you can socket your own things. And with armor scraps you could increase the quality and also the armor of your equipment, which is also quite nice. What can you do when you find things which don't give you maximum life? For example, I don't have a good belt yet, I don't have any good rings yet, but I did find these two, and I found 2 orbs of alchemy. Let's go and use these on these two and see if we can actually get some HP here. 7 to strength is 14 to life, so I'm gonna take this and add it here. And this one gives us mana, fire rest, cold rest, but unfortunately no HP. We're still gonna use it though for now. And the only thing that changes in the late game is that we're also going to get our frost walls, but that's also already pretty late, and our hypothermia. And hypothermia we can cast on the bosses, and frost walls we can just use to simply either we wall ourselves in if we need some place to stay safe, or we can actually also use them to implode them or explode them together with our frost bomb. So our rotation can be, we put down a frost bomb here and there, and then we put on frost walls, and then they get exploded by the frost bombs. And finally, let's look into this passive tree. I went up here, spell damage, cold damage, spell damage, elemental damage. I went off onto this side for more spell damage, and then we can start to get some energy shield as well. We can get faster energy shield. Then we can move up to this side, get more maximum energy shield, and then in the long run we can go up here and take more cold damage, and obviously +1 to level of all cold spells, which is also really nice. And then we have all the flexibility in the world and take everything that we want. So for example, we could go up here to the increased code exposure effects. These ones are quite nice. We could also go move our way up here for more maximum energy shield, and then move our way up here and also take this wheel for more cold damage. Or we could go work our way down here for more critical damage, these kind of things, critical chance, critical damage. Or take these ones here for more elemental damage. These ones work also quite well. Or we can go and try to set up our alternative routes here with curse duration, curse effects, these kind of things to increase our second setup. But yeah, that's pretty much the easiest way to get your Sorc running. And you pretty much don't change anything at all in the late game as well. If you want, you can easily switch to Stormweaver and then go into the lightning builds. But as far as I'm concerned, this works really nice to kill all enemies in the whole campaign with and just grind through it very quickly and very decisively. It is easy to use, super nice to play with, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this content, leave a like. Let me know what you would like to see different, or other builds, or whatever interests you in the future. And follow the channel if you want to see more. And yeah, see you guys soon. Bye bye. Good luck.